Hey, hello. How about turn on some YouTube music? So it won't sound so dead. Let's see. Well, I guess that ain't gonna work either. Oh, there you go. No, that won't work. Hello? Anybody home? It's quite obvious that. All right. So much for that. No music, no people. It's one person watching. Is it me? No, it can't be me. It's got to be somebody. Well, let me share myself out. Maybe that'll draw some attention. Well. Ain't this? Hey, thank you there, Jacob. Sure appreciate it. I always count on you. I'm sure G Family be here at some point if he ain't busy. Let's see, today is Thursday. What's going on out here? Uh-oh. Hey, here we go. Bay and Bay, hello. What's going on? Is this Miss Bay? Where's Mr. Bay? How's he doing? Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. Hope you had a good day. What's going on, Sir Jacob? Thank you for sharing me out, brother. I greatly appreciate it, as always. Thanks for looking out for a brother. Hope all is going well with you, too. Yeah, I guess today I've been watching I watched this show on Amazon. Thank you for sharing me out, Aunt Maddie. Appreciate it. Well, I'll be darned. What's going on, Daniel? Long time no see. Hey, Mr. Bay, how you doing, bruh? Glad you're feeling better. What's going on, Daniel? It's been a minute, bruh. How you been? Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I was watching. I watched this. It's a little mini series. It has 7 episodes. It's called Solos. Hey, Sonia, and it's pretty. You know, it's pretty good. The acting is good. You have it's basically each show is almost like a one person show, a one person monologue. Well, yeah, it's a monologue. Now the last episode does include 2 people. There's another one where the lady has a baby, but to this evening, I just want to talk about the first episode, which is LEAH, starring what's the name? Anne Hathaway. It's a Now if you are going to watch it, then you may want to step away. But if you're not going to watch it, just hang around for a little while. I'll give you a brief synopsis of the story. But before I get into that, I just want to make a couple of announcements. Let's see. One-on-one with Uncle David is back. I will be on Tuesday at 7. My guest is Pavita Singh. She is the executive director of Girl Health Ed. It is a program that she has put together, or that they put together, where they are empowering. Dang, try to say that fast 40 times. Empowering. Sheesh. Girls and young women in regards to their health and their mental health, and just to be overall, to grow up to be strong women, and just taking care of yourself. And I kind of think it's important. I like the idea, because I do have 3 granddaughters, and so I think that's important. So if you get a chance, tune in Tuesday night at 7. If you can't make it for the live show, please watch the rebroadcast. My mother was recently in the hospital in April, so I had to take care of her for a while, but I am here. Well, welcome, Aiden. Welcome, Aiden. How you doing? Well, how's your mom doing now, Daniel? Let's see. Are there any other announcements? Probably not. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I'm trying to motivate myself to get back to doing this YouTube thing. It's been kind of rough, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. I've made some lifestyle changes. Now I haven't completely, because I do fall off the wagon from time to time. So, but all in all, I get up every morning and walk, weather permitting. I try to walk at least 30 to 45 minutes. The plan is to walk in the morning and also in the evening. I haven't gotten around to that evening thing yet, but I will. Also, if you are in the DMV area, Auntie is having a pop-up shop, pop-up slash flea market, where she'll have about 20. Hey, Jess. Hey, little mama. How you doing? How's Joe and the girls? Yeah, but she's having a pop-up shop slash flea market. She has about 20 vendors. There'll be music and food, and You can buy stuff, if you find something that interests you. So if you're not in the area, come on through. Hop a flight. Come on, it's from 1 to 5. If you need the information, just inbox me on Instagram. I hope it's not saying my battery is low. Okay, that's something different. All right, cool. But let's see. Is there anything else? Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. When I went for my last eye exam, the doctor said something about cataracts, but she did say that, "Hey Tay, how you doing? Good to see you." She did say that there was really nothing to worry about. It, just it's mostly in the left eye and so on. But I've noticed over the past couple of weeks that I was in the bathroom, somebody, my granddaughter, no, auntie had told me that, there's a ring around my eye. And I'm like, okay, that was about the time when the doctor had said something about the cataract. So, I was like, okay, cool. But what happened was over the past couple of weeks, I've been noticing that in my peripheral, there's like something going on. There's like water splashing. That's what it looks like. And I know that that's not supposed to happen. So I called, made an appointment. The doctor called, the optometrist called me 6:00 the morning of the appointment and said, "Oh, we're going to have to cancel." And I'm like, "What?" "But we'll call you back and make another appointment." Well, I waited a few days and, they didn't make an appointment. So I called yesterday to make an appointment. The guy's like, "Yeah, the lady said, well, we have an appointment tomorrow at 2:20. Sign me up, because I really need to know what's going on. I'm wondering if, my hypothesis, I have no idea, but I'm wondering if my bout with COVID, had anything to do with it. Did it exacerbate the process? I don't know. Because it just seemed kind of strange that, I went to, get my exam a few months ago. And then, the doc's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's a long ways away." And then, this happened. So we'll see. I will let you all know. I promise to keep everybody abreast of what's happening. I guess this is part of the process of getting older. Yeah, I'll be 60 on my birthday. I'm truly looking forward to it. There you go. G fam. What's up, man? What took you so long, bro? But yeah. So I'll keep you all abreast of what's going on with that situation. And getting back to the walking and the lifestyle changes, I stepped on the scale because I tried to weigh myself every 2 weeks. That's the plan. We'll see how that goes. But I stepped on the scale. Today is Thursday. I think it was Tuesday or Monday, one of those days, and I have lost 6 pounds. My son and auntie say that they can see it. I guess, for me, I don't know. Because when I look in the mirror and I see this thing right here that my granddaughter, she's very funny. She was like, "Are you sure that, Rose is carrying the baby?" And she rubs my stomach. I'm like, "You know what? You're not funny." So yeah. But I have learned how to not get, all worked up about it. I know that it's going to take time. So I like I said, the walking is good. I'm checking, my vitals are good. My my oxygen level. Matter of fact, I need to call my doctor or call somebody and get these oxygen tanks out of here. They sent me home with oxygen, and I've got 3 tanks sitting right here. I got a tank in my room. Then they gave me this, there's this machine, the oxygen machine, that, sits back there in the room. And I think I used that maybe once, and they said that I was supposed to take the oxygen everywhere, but, they gave me a pulse ox thing. And so I check my oxygen every day and make sure that, it's good. So, yeah. But getting back to solos, this first episode was really good. Anne Hathaway did a really good job. It's about a young lady who is trying to figure out how to jump to the future. She's got all this crazy, all these computers, and she's trying to get to the future. And she's experimenting. I think she had like 1,000 and some days, and it hasn't worked out. So one time she does it, and she's almost there, and it doesn't quite happen. And then something happened. She was talking to, because her mom is sick, and she was talking to I think the nurse. No, she was talking to her sister, and they were talking about the mom and what she needs to do, and she's telling her all about how to take care of her and what she needs to do, make sure she's got a bath and blah 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 blah. Well, they're talking, and she says something. Whatever she said, I don't remember what it was, but it was the key to what she needed in order to jump to the future. So she types in the algorithm, and she does all these things, she's flipping all these switches and this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden there's this boom, and she falls to the floor, and then she hears his voice. And like, well, who are you? And like, I am Leah. And like, well, I'm Leah too. And so now she does it, puts up on the video, and voila, she sees herself. So she thinks that she's gotten to the future. And the lady says, no, I'm in 2019. Now, the show is based in 2024. So, and so she thinks she's in the future, but the lady says, I'm in 2019. And so now they're talking, and she's really disappointed, about the situation because she thought that she had the answer. Well, she didn't have the answer. So she thought. So they're talking, and then they're talking, and the lady has this code. She says, well, I'll give you the code if you tell me what happened, just ask any question and I'll give you the code. And she's like, okay, cool. So she asked about the Game of Thrones, and they went through this whole thing about the Game of Thrones and blah, 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 blah. Well, she never gave her the code. So she did something else, and she was fiddling around with the computer, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes another one of her. So they're talking, and she's like, hey, where are you? She said, because she thought that maybe this time she'd got to the future. Well, she says, well, where are you? And the lady says, well, I'm in 2019. And she's like, wait a minute. If you're in 2019, where the hell are you? She says, I am the future. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? Because I don't want you to come here. You need to do what you're doing and live your life the way you're living your life. And so they had this big argument. She's like, well, she wanted her to tell the other one in 2019, the one in 2024. It can be confusing. So 2020, hey, it's the Keto Girl and more. Hey, Keto, I'm just talking about this show I watched on this miniseries I watched on Amazon Prime. It's called Solos. I guess if you saw the thumbnail, you probably know what the hell have a general idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, they had this, she explained to her, and so she finally got her to tell the truth. The truth was that because the mother had ALS, and she first said that, well, I'm trying to get to the future because I want to find a cure. So the Leah in the future says, no, stop lying, tell her the truth. You know why you're doing it. So then she finally broke down and said that she wanted to go to the future because she needed for her mother to be gone. You know, because her mother was suffering, and she was, hey, James Guy, thank you for coming through. She was trying to, she's stuck with her mom, and she wants her to. She basically wanted her mother to be dead so that she could carry on her life. That was the real reason why she wanted to jump to the future. And as I listened and watched, it just gave me I started to think about time and time change. And I often hear people say, if I could go back in time, I would do this and I would do that, or I would change this and I would change that. But they have what they call the butterfly effect, which means that if you go back and change anything from your past, and it matters not, how small it is, how minute it is, if you go back and you change it, you change everything. So that one moment that you decide to change that one thing, you change everything that has happened from that point on. And so depending on how far you go back, they're like, well, if you could start all over again, what would you change? And the lady was like, well, we're having a random conversation. And she was like, well, I would probably, not have any kids. And so I'm like, wow, if I went back and I changed one thing, which would change everything, then I wouldn't have Aunt Maddie. I wouldn't have my kids, my grandkids. I probably wouldn't know any of you all. I would, the chances are I probably would never even been on YouTube. Who knows where I'd have been? Who knows what my life would have been like, had I just changed that one thing. And so I feel that it's important to understand that where you are is where you're supposed to be. What you have is what you're supposed to have at this moment. I mean, at this exact moment, whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're going through, whoever the people are in your life, this is how it's supposed to be right now. It just, it just is this is how it's supposed to be. Now, you may not like where you are. You may not like the people that you surrounded yourself with. You may not like your job. You may not like where you live. None of these things. But where you are, what you have, what you're doing is where you're supposed to be. Now, you can't change the past, but you can change things now so that your future is better. If you're around people, if you have surrounded yourself with people that have no ambition, that have no drive, that have no motivation, that are negative, then chances are you will become just like them. I may have to catch the replay because for some reason I guess your computer or your phone is acting crazy and you're buffering bad, and this thing just jumped in my face. All the power went out on our block, so I love y'all, and I'm gonna catch you later. Hopefully you see this. I did. Your phone. Cool. All right, Keto. I appreciate you coming through and spending what kind of time you can. It's greatly appreciated. I love you dearly. Thank you. Yeah, but if you have surrounded yourself with these type of people, if you're working a job that you just don't like, that you get up every morning and when you get ready to go to work, you're like, man, I gotta go in this place. I gotta be surrounded by these people. I don't like these people. Well, you can change that. Start looking for another job. If your job is that bad, excuse me, then start looking for another job, and don't say that I don't have time, or I don't know if anybody's good. I don't know. Well, the only way you're going to know is to just do it. And maybe the reason why you feel the way about your job is because you're not, and chances are, if you're going to a job that you don't like, chances are you're not doing whatever it is that you are created or you were born to do. You're not fulfilling your purpose, your goal. You're not fulfilling your purpose. And we all have a purpose. We're all here for a reason. And so, going back to change it, hoping that the future is different. You can't change the past, and you can't worry about the future because it's not here. The past is gone, and I don't care how many times you sit and you rethink it. It doesn't change what actually happened. Now, in your mind, yeah, it's a totally different outcome. You may have lost the game in reality, but in your mind, you're telling yourself, I didn't lose. I didn't lose. We won. We won. Crazy that may seem, but excuse me, you will never be able to change the past. Now, you can make your future different if you change your present. If you work toward whatever it is you're trying to do, then you can accomplish these things, but you have to be willing to, because, just get out of your comfort zone. And I say these things and I speak these things out of experience, because I have procrastinated and procrastinated. That's why it has taken me, also being a little sick, not a little sick, but being sick, I wasn't doing the show. But even after I got well, I procrastinated. I was like, man, is this what I really want to do? And so when I started to question it, it kept talking to me. That's what happens. If it's something that the universe has destined you to do, and that is your purpose, it will talk to you. It will come to you, and it won't leave you alone. So as I sat and I looked, and I'm like, man, is this really what I want to do? And I thought about it, and I would start to see little signs, people that I want to interview. They start to pop up in my timeline. People that I have interviewed, they pop up through my timeline, and they're like, hey, and I actually had somebody, mention that, are you going to be, going back? Auntie, in fact, asked me, was I done with it? And no, I'm not. So like I said, Tuesday, I'll be back. I'm working on getting, more guests. I have to be a little bit more diligent. I have to, get out of that that comfortable syndrome that I've found myself in. I have to make sure that, I can't wait for somebody else to motivate me. I must motivate myself, because I am my own rescue, and nobody's going to come in and do the work for me. And that goes for all of us. If it's something that you feel you need to be doing, then do it. You can't worry about if it's going to work, if it's not going to work, if you're going to fail, because chances are, yeah, you will fail. Everything will fall apart. But the question is, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to get up and keep going? Because there will be a time when you will feel really, really uncomfortable. You will feel like you're alone. And it is at those moments where you will have to summon everything that is within you. You have to motivate yourself. You can't wait for, okay, I'm going to wait for so-and-so to come along and they're going to talk to me and they're going to, and motivation only lasts for as long as the person is talking. Because once they stop talking, now that sound, that voice is out of your head. That moment is gone. And now you gone and you sat down or you gone to sleep and you wake up and you're like, okay, you get back into your same old crazy routine. So yeah, it is important for us to make sure that if it's something that we want, that we go get it, that we figure out a way to get through all the things that will probably go wrong, because like I said, they will go wrong. So you cannot be afraid. Fear and doubt, and actually doubt destroys more dreams than fear, because once you have that self-doubt, once you feel like you just can't do something, like you're like maybe I'm not supposed to do this, maybe no, what are the people going to say? Are they going to come watch? Are they going to listen to me? Will people like, if you're a singer, will they like my voice? If you write a book, will they read it? If you produce a movie, will they watch it? Your job is to show up and do the work. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You show up, you do the work, and you do the best you can with what you have, and understanding that as you progress, as you do more, you will receive more, because as long as you stay on that path of trying to get wherever it is you're supposed to be, and you have a positive attitude, and you work and strive for it, everything that you need will come to you. The money, the people, the resources, whatever it is that you need, you will find it will come. It'll be there. But you have to show up, because if you don't show up, then they have nobody with which they can help, nobody with which they can share their resources with, or their knowledge. Maybe they don't have money to give, but they have knowledge. They can teach you some of the things that you don't know. And as Lisa Nichols says, they can teach you some of the things that you don't know, because there's so much to learn. I know for me, with this whole one-on-one with Uncle David thing, there are so many things that I don't understand, that I don't know, but I understand that I have to show up. I have to do what I can with what I have, make my own thumbnails, try to figure out a way to promote, the show, I have to be my own marketing machine until somebody says, hey, bro, I got this. I can help you with this. I can help you with that. Hey, that's what I've come to understand. I can't sit and wait for somebody to show up, because they're waiting for me to come show them that I really want to be the top show on YouTube, or that I want to one day turn this into a podcast and have this flourishing and successful podcast that everybody wants to listen to, everybody wants to watch. But the only way for me to get to that point is to show up. Like Jess, she makes cookies. Ain't nobody gonna buy the cookies if she don't make them. You can sit and talk about, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. It's not what you say you're gonna do, it's actually what you do. You can talk about it all day. As my kids say, You could talk about it till you're blue in the face. But if there are no actions, you just got a bunch of hot air and a bunch of words that mean nothing. We are a work in progress, living and learning, taking it day by day, one step at a time. That's exactly right, G. We are all a work in progress. We all have things that we can learn. And I don't care how smart you are, how successful you are, where you are in the economic realm, where you are in the social realm. It there's always room to learn, always room to improve. So once you think that you know it all and you got this in your spirit and all your energy says, I know everything I need to know, then you have just cut yourself off at the knees. And that's the truth. So my advice to you, as I would tell the young lady in the movie, and like her future self tried to tell her, those moments that you're living right now, enjoy them, make the best of them. Don't worry about what's going to happen in the future. Because you don't know. And sometimes people, they worry so much about what's around the corner. They're walking and they're wondering, is the boogeyman around there, or is it this big thing around the corner? Is it my breakthrough? Well, your breakthrough will come when your breakthrough comes, but you got to get around the corner to find out. I was talking to a guy, he was like, man, every day I worry about what's around the corner. It bothers me. I get anxious because I worry about what's going to happen next. Well, whatever's going to happen next is going to happen next, whether you sit there and you worry about it or not. Because, see, you have no idea what's going to happen next. You really don't. Every day we wake up, we don't know what the day has for us. We don't. There are people that had went to bed last night and they were planning all these things that we're going to do today. I'm going to go sing in the rain because it's supposed to rain today. Hey, cuz, how you doing? Hey, Bev. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming through. I greatly appreciate it. You don't know. So you have to just go with blind faith, and it's the same thing as if you are trying to accomplish something. If you're trying to start a business, you can't worry about, are the people going to come and buy your stuff? You just got to build the business. Do whatever you have to do to make sure that whatever it is you're trying to do, you're doing it. And once again, if you show up and you give maximum effort and you do what it is you're supposed to do, at some point, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You just have to believe that it's going to happen. Don't let anybody tell you that it can't happen. Don't let anybody deter you from, I don't care how big your dream is, because we all at some point should have a dream so big, a goal so bodacious that the thought of trying to accomplish that goal scares the absolute shit out of you. But what will sustain you is why you are doing it. Your why is what will carry you through. Your why is what will will guide you and pull you through. Now, there'll be moments where you have to do it alone by yourself. The door will only open wide enough for you to get through, and it is at that time that you go wandering out in the wilderness trying to figure it out. That's when you get to know you. That is when you get to know how much strength you have, how much power you have. It's about how dedicated you are. When you have those moments when it's just you, all by yourself, out there in the wilderness, just roaming, trying to figure it out. And it is at those moments when it's quiet, when the answers will come, and you'll get an answer for one question that will lead to the answer to another question. It will guide you to who you need to talk to. And don't be afraid to listen to people who you think might not know, because you can learn anything from anybody at any given moment, and you never know when you'll need that information. You don't worry about the messenger. Your job is to listen to the message. I'll never forget, I was in the 8th grade, and you've probably heard me tell it before. I'm going to tell it again. I was in the 8th grade, and I remember I was sitting on the bench at the bus stop, and this man was sitting there, and he was just rambling and talking. He struck up a conversation, and we were just talking. And then out of the blue, he says, in fact, we were across street from we were down by the White House. And he says, do you know that hey, Freds, how are you? Thank you for coming through. Did you know that Franklin Roosevelt was the first president to have a fireside chat? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. And, in my mind, I'm thinking, why is he telling me this? It's just a random thing that he said. And I was like, oh, that's good to know. And so he said it. And, I went on about the bus came, I got on the bus, went home. And, a couple of weeks later, I'm in my history class, and my teacher, Mr. Hendricks, I don't remember these people. Mr. Hendricks, it's been over 40 years almost. But anyway, I'm sorry. Mr. Hendricks says, who was the first president to have a fireside chat? Bling! I look around the classroom, nobody's raising their hands. I'm like, oh, snap. Now, the guy, the little voice inside said, nope, don't say it, because then they're going to figure that you're trying to be the teacher's pet. And I'm like, the other thing is, say it, because you know it. So, boom, I raised my hand. Yes, David, it was Franklin Roosevelt. He was like, yes, how did you know? So I told him I was sitting on the park bench sitting on the bench waiting for the bus. And this guy just randomly set it up. It was a couple of weeks ago, and he just randomly said it. So my point is, people will say things and you will hear things. And at that moment that you hear it, you may not understand why you're hearing it, but then later on it happens. And you're like, oh, snap. That's why that happened. My faith, belief, and most important, love of Jesus Christ is what gets me through all things. I fall to my knees and humble myself, because I have learned that what I might want may not be the plan. That is absolutely true, because what we want may not be what we're supposed to have. We want this big old house, this fancy car, these nice clothes. That's what we want. But that may not be what we need at that particular moment for us to accomplish or be where we're supposed to be. it just may not be in the cards for us. And so we have to understand that what we have, and the crazy thing is that if you do not appreciate or you're not grateful for the things that you have, enjoy your food, babe. If you are not grateful for what you have, if you're not thankful for the things that you have right now, how can you expect to get anything more? There's no way that you can be so ungrateful and so unappreciative of the things that you have and expect to get more. And that goes back to the job. That goes back to the house. That goes back to the car, the clothes. There are some people that have no roof over their head, have no clothes in their back, don't have food to eat. But yet here you are with a refrigerator full of food, a roof over your head, clothes to put on your back, and you're complaining. As Auntie says, make it make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. There are people that are suffering who wake up every day with the hope that that there will be something better for them. But yet they understand that this is where they are, and they appreciate the fact that they were able to wake up and see the sun or see the rain or whatever it is they see. Just waking up and seeing these things is great. Every morning I get up, I get up and I listen to this speech by T.D. Jakes, and he's talking about time. What are you going to, and the question he asks me every morning is, what are you going to do with the time you have left? So I go out on my balcony and I just look around and I look at the trees and I look at the balcony and I understand that I have a roof over my head. I have clothes. I have food. I've got a nice view of the trees back here. I hear the birds chirping. I see the squirrels running and doing whatever it is they do. And I'm like, man, why would anybody wake up and complain? You've missed, if you wake up and the first thing you do is complain about something, whether it's the floor is cold or you don't want to go to work or whatever the case may be, if that's the first thing you do is to complain, you have missed the big picture. The fact that you are awake and you are able to have words that come out of your mouth, or you have thoughts in your head, or you can look at whatever it is that's in front of you, your wall. If you just got a bare wall, that you're able to look at that wall and put your feet on the floor and stand up. For me, waking up, I go to sleep every night anticipating waking up, because I know that when I wake up, I got a whole nother chance to get it right, to experience life. Now, when I don't wake up, I won't know. But as long as I'm waking up, I'm going to enjoy every moment that I can. It is important. It is imperative. Yeah, I know sometimes we get our little funky moods. And that yeah, we all do. You can't be happy-go-lucky all the time. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't. That just ain't the way life is. But if you feel like you're going to be in you got a little funk, understand why you have that funk. Deal with it. You tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be funky for an hour. And then after this hour, I'm going to get myself together, play a song, listen to something that will get you out of that. But whatever you do, do not unpack your luggage and stay there. It is not a requirement that you stay there. You know, we as human beings, we're moody. Because when you get a chance, check out Dr. Keenan Bridges' videos if you haven't yet already. I promise I'll check him out. Thanks, cuz. You know, like I said, I'm always open to, you know, listening. Because, like I said, it's not about the messenger, it's the message. You have to decipher and learn how to decipher the message and understand what people are saying, because somebody can be telling you something, and if you're not really paying attention, you'll miss it. You know, there are videos that I have watched over and over and over, and there's some that I watch them and I'm like, wow, I missed that the first time. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. How did I miss it? I've listened to it 9 times. How did I miss it? Because sometimes you get distracted. It happens. You know, we are imperfect people living in an imperfect world, searching for perfection. Sounds kind of crazy if you just break it down. You know, there will never be that perfect moment, that perfect time. We just got to go for it. But please, whatever you do, be grateful for what you have. You know, don't, you know, try not to complain. And what I want to do, I want to challenge anybody that's listening to pick a day and go through that day without complaining about anything. I mean, I don't care what happened. And it's hard to do, but I don't care what happens. Don't complain. I was going to say try not. Don't try do. Because as long as you're trying to do something, you'll just keep doing whatever it is you're trying to stop doing. So just go through the day without complaining. And if you pick tomorrow and you don't do it, pick another day. You just didn't get it right. And it's okay. Try it again. Each day that you wake up, you try it until you get to the point where you complain less and you're more grateful for those moments. Because there is a lesson in everything. There's a lesson. There is a lesson everywhere. In any moment, you can learn something from anybody. You know, so shout out to the four people in the room. Thank y'all. Tawanda, thank you, dear. I love you, cuz. Yeah, we've got to get together. You need to cook. We need to come over there and get some of that good food you be cooking, because you be throwing down. I'd be like, man, why she ain't got no restaurant? Like, she just be cooking. And she'll show some of that food she cooked, man. I'd be sitting there like, ooh. It'd be stuff I don't even eat. And I'd be like, damn, that look good. So yeah, cuz, you know, but it's almost time for me to get up out of here. You know, I'm trying to make sure that I don't do more than an hour, you know, trying to train myself. And plus, you can probably hear the raspiness in my voice. I'm sure that this is one of the byproducts of, nah, cuz I wish, girl, nah. I be finding stuff on the internet, trying to make nice little backgrounds. Nah, it's just a picture that I created. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that has come through. Oh, I was talking about the raspiness in my voice. I'm sure that it is a byproduct of COVID. But hey, I just keep going, keep working through it. They did say that there would be after, like with earthquakes, aftershocks. So there would be lingering effects. So it's like, okay, the show must go on. Hey, yeah, Tawanda, you thought about doing it? Well, I know you busy. So, but anyway. Yeah. Yeah, ain't got no, yeah. Trust and believe, Tawanda, if there was slot machines in here, if those slot machines was real, you would probably see Auntie in the background whoo, whoo, getting it in. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, because I remember I bought her a slot machine. This was when we were younger, and they used to have this thing over the DC Armory where they would bring all these people in there selling all these things, and you pay a couple of dollars to get in. So we go. Auntie's like, "Ooh, I want this slot machine." And I'm like, "You're really not going to play?" "Yes, I am. I promise. I'm going to play it. I'm going to have people come over. We're going to play, and blah 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 blah. Well, of course, I bought the slot machine. I don't remember how much it was, but I bought it. Out the door we went, in the house with the slot machine. I think if I sat down and thought about it, I could probably count the times that Auntie actually played the machine. It got to the point where she was like, okay. She was tired of it, but every time I said something about getting rid of it, "I'm going to play my machine. I don't know what you're talking about." "Maddie, you're not going to play." "Yes, I am." Slot machine set over in the corner. The next thing you know, it went behind something, and you start putting stuff on top of it. But that's when once it became a piece of furniture, you knew that it was time for it to go. So we finally, sold it. I don't remember who bought it, but we got rid of it. I'm like, man, they be making mad money off the corners. Yeah. Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, the lady that there was one of our kids' friends' mother bought it. Yeah, but it's yeah, they do. They and at the casino, it's even worse. They ain't really paying out nothing because they trying to make their money back because first they had to shut down and now they have limited people coming in. So until they go full bore, you ain't really gonna be winning no money at the slot machine. I mean, you stand a better chance learning how to play blackjack or shoot craps or test your, press your luck with the what's that wheel? The roulette. Hey, cuz, you play bingo? Because if you do, come on over to Maddie's Bingo. Do a search on Facebook. Just type in Maddie's Bingo. It'll pop up. I think you can request to be in the group, and it will let you put you right on in. Come on over. There's we have fun. Yeah, well, yes. Yeah, cuz just come on over to Maddie's Bingo, type it in the search bar, and it'll come up, and then just request to be in the group, and we'll get you in there. You know, it's a lot of fun. You know, so yeah, do that. And anybody else you know that plays bingo, yeah, you win. Oh, we ain't doing it. Yeah, you can win. Matter of fact, we had a person win $90 the other day. You can win. I mean, yeah, you can win. You know, we just don't like to talk about money in the group. You know, it's donations and gifts. You donate and you get a gift. But yeah, we have fun. It's fun. It really is. Yeah. So make sure you come on over and have yourself a good time. All right. Well, okay, folks, my time is up. Time for me to get out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love y'all dearly. Thank you so much for coming through. I will see you all. Guess I won't go live again until Tuesday because I know tomorrow I probably won't. Saturday we have the pop-up flea market. I don't know, cuz. I don't know. I would like to do some karaoke, but I can't sing right now because I can barely talk. But I think we could probably figure out how to do it. But again, thank you all for coming through. I appreciate and love you all. I'll see you all. Definitely, I will be on Tuesday. If you get a chance, make sure you stop by Tuesday night at 7. Again, my guest is Pavita Singh. She is the executive director of Girls Health Education or Girls Health Ed, and she's going to talk about empowering girls and young women. So until then, remember, yeah, okay. I'm gonna look into that, Tawanda. I may just give it a shot. I've seen some people do it, so yeah. So until I see you all again, remember to be happy on purpose and know that I believe in you too. Good night.